A harsh slap landed on Van's cheek, making her fall onto the bed from the force of the slap. But Mrs. John didn't stop there. She grabbed Van's hair and forcing her to look back at her. You have to marry him, even if you don't want, okay? Van was crying, not answering. But Mrs. Kim pulled her hair, making her pain pinch hard. Are you gonna say you will marry him? Or should I stab you right now? She showed the knife, taking it out of her pocket while hurting Van. I'll marry him, Mom. Please leave me. She was crying in a poor condition, and Mrs. Kim threw the knife and suddenly started showing gentleness. I know you will. Now sleep well, or she will be pale tomorrow. He will come tomorrow to talk to you. Whatever he asks, say okay, and don't say anything unless he asks. Pretend like you are perfect and we treat you like a princess. Don't mess up anything if you don't want us to beat you up. She let go of Van and walked out, locking the door from the outside before leaving Van alone. With teary eyes, Van sat up straight, hugging her knees, and glanced at her late mom's face with a heavy heart. Since when Dad married him? After you did. Dad turned into a heartless person. Mom, from that moment, she started abusing me, treating me like I was a servant to them. I used to hope, and I even prayed to you. And God didn't I? I asked, please, at least send a girl who will be my husband, someone who will turn my hellish, dark life into colors. But today I realize that none of you listened to my prayers or pleading. She fixed my wedding with a Mafia king, who surely doesn't even have a kind heart for a girl like me. Why was Dad only thinking about the benefits he would get if a Mafia man married his daughter? Not considering that my life would be ruined after the marriage. No matter how much I cried, my hate was like that. Okay, I'll accept it. It's not even new to me. I have been experiencing it since you left me, Mom. She placed her head on her knees and her face, teary eyes closed. The next evening, Jungkook and his mom came to Kim's home, and they were talking. Jungkook's eyes were searching for the girl he came for, and his mom noticed and asked, Where is Van? She was on the balcony. She is a very shy girl. Oh, but Jungkook wants to see her. He will go there then. Why alone? You are here, right? I'll make her come here, and Jungkook will see her. She said this, thinking, what if Varun says she doesn't want a marriage with that Jungkook and tells him secretly? No, I'll go and talk to her personally. He said, getting up and not even waiting for their response. He made his way to the balcony. After all, he was a Mafia king. Of course, he didn't need anyone's permission. When Jungkook came to the balcony, Varun was squeezing her hands and standing near the glass. She cleared his throat to catch her attention. When she lifted her eyelashes, met his dark eyes, she swallowed, standing steadily while tucking his hands into his pant pockets. I have seen you so many times in photos, but it wasn't enough for me. That's why I told your parents I wanted to see you in person, before the marriage. She paused, waiting for her to ask. But since she remained silent, he spoke again. Do you want to talk about anything with me? Shook her head, signaling no. The way she shook her head and without saying a single word, disappointed him, and he nodded in response and laughed. Van's heart was racing as the priest read the marriage vows. Tears were rolling in her eyes, but she held them back, not wanting to mess up, knowing what she would have to face if she did, especially from her parents. She still didn't know, but she flinched when he gently held her wrist, making her turn towards him. Then with other hand he raised her chin, making her look into his eyes. I promise you, Varun, that I'll make your life turn into colors. She was speechless when she heard his voice. Isn't this what she had asked for in her plans? She wanted a man who could turn her life from darkness into colors. As she was speechless, he leaned in and pecked her lips and pulled back. This is our bedroom, and there is. She was explaining where the things were and what was available, but her mind was still possessed. What she had heard was his promise. How could a mafia man be like this, rather than cruel? Are you listening to me? She didn't respond, so he shook her by gripping her shoulder. Where were you lost? Nothing. Okay, go and change your dress. She nodded and went to the bathroom to change her dress and freshen up, while he sat on the bed scrolling through his phone to check for any updates. He glanced at the door with a blank expression, questioning why she hadn't come back. After a few months, maybe it was new to her, so she was taking her time. 2 more minutes passed. He glanced at her door. This time, he put his phone in his pocket, went to the door, and knocked on it. Are you still changing your dress? He didn't get any response. Juan, are you there? Yeah. Open the door. What were you doing there? I also need to freshen up. The door opened slowly, but when he saw she was still in the wedding dress, he was confused. You still haven't changed your dress yet? She shook her head in silence. Why? I wasn't able to reach my bags. Then you should have called me for help. I was scared. What if you got angry at me? Wait, why would I get angry at you? You're my wife. Whatever you need help with or something, you tell me, ask me, and I need to do it. It's my responsibility, baby. Baby? As far as she knew, she had never been called by this nickname. He was the only one who called her like this. Yes, baby, let's go in. I'll help you. She hesitated, but nodded and followed behind him. Come here, what are you waiting for standing there alone? She swallowed, thinking he was calling her to do it. How could she say no? What if he triggered him? Baby, I said come. She went to him and he pulled her hand, making her sit on his lap. She immediately closed her eyes before he even do anything, which confused him. Well, open your eyes. I haven't even done anything yet. Still, she didn't open them, which made him wonder if she was scared of doing it. Are you scared of me to do it with you? She shook her head but still didn't open her eyes in fear. Then he gently caressed her cheek and making her recall his words. I told you I'm your husband. Whatever you need, you can ask me. You want time now, don't you? She opened her eyes at him, surprised how he understood exactly. You can share anything with me and ask as well, okay? I'm sorry. It's okay, I can wait for my wife. Now let's just sleep, okay? They both slept on the bed with so much space between them. At midnight, Jungkook woke up by murmuring noises. When he realized it was coming from Boy, he quickly moved towards her and tried to wake her up, but she didn't open her eyes. Instead, she hugged him in sleep, crying, making him freeze. Mom, please help me. Dad and stepmom are abusing me. It's hurting me, and they are not even seeing me as a person in this house. I don't even know who to tell. I'm getting scared of them. Crying, Jungkook's heart clenched. He couldn't make her wake up, but he took her into his arms and stared at her sleepy face with concern. Slowly, he tried to lay her down and mouth, but he realized she was gripping his shirt. He couldn't let go of her grip, so he leaned over her and kissed her temple. You're safe near me, Juan. Sleep well. No one dares to hurt you. This is my second promise to you. Sleep well. He caressed her hair while looking at her. I can't believe how they have treated Vine so badly. I also couldn't believe it, so I asked our manager to find some details through Mrs. King's security guards and their personal maids. What I found out from them didn't surprise me because it was as I want. Mr. Kim and Mrs. Kim were just selfish and didn't like Vaughn. They used to her as if she were a servant who didn't receive anything but food. And they chose her to marry me to gain benefits from his illegal business and to increase it. So no one could seize the business, only because he was my father-in-law. No one could dare to stop them because of me. Now what will they do? I want them to crash down from where they are, make them regret abusing Vaughn. I want them to beg, but not let them to get forgiveness. The boys shouldn't be happy, and they should feel the guilt for how they made my wife suffer until yesterday. So, Vaughn will be happy then? Maybe not. She might stop me if she finds out, because I already told her she can tell me anything and share. But still, she chose silence. Okay, let her be as she wants, but I won't be silent like her. I'll make them suffer for hurting my wife. When Vaughn woke up, she looked at the clock. It was just 8 a.m. But she started as if she made a mistake. She hurriedly got off the bed and was about to go out of the room to do house chores. But she bumped into her husband, and before she could fall back, he held her. Good morning, my love. She widened her eyes at him. Last night he called her baby and now called her my love. It was scary to her, but it was soothing her wounded heart inside too. Good morning. She moved a little bit away from him. Where were you going so hurriedly? Not even looking at who was coming in the opposite door. I'm sorry, I couldn't wake up early. I'll complete the house chores quickly. You're my wife, Vaughn, not a servant to do work here. I have hired maids, and you don't need to do anything here. Anything, okay? Okay. She looked back over his shoulder and saw two maids bringing bags. She looked back and moved aside, letting the maids go into the bedroom. What are those? Your mother-in-law brought this for you. Whatever you will need here, for your needs and wardrobe, also jewelry, dresses, there are so many things. Hajar dropped in surprising. Okay, only for me, but so many. I'm just a normal woman, not a princess. He held her shoulders, leaving her speechless. Even a princess isn't enough for to compare to you. You are my queen, my wife, John wife. Get ready. Let's have breakfast together, okay? Before he could leave, he told the maids to help her get dressed and ready. He left. While felt like it was all a dream to her. Vaughn was placing the flowers on the grave of her mom, while her eyes were getting wet. There was no one beside her except Jungkook. He was standing near his girl, crossing his arms and watching her from a distance, not interrupting Vaughn's precious time there, as it was her mom's death anniversary. I miss you so much, Mom. I thought you loved me in heaven, but no, you gave me a good husband who just changed my life. I never even imagined this much. Look at me, whatever away from top to bottom. It's all so expensive, and he shows so much care and love to me, which I never dreamed of. Meanwhile, Jungkook was just watching her from a distance. When his eyes caught sight of Mrs. Kim and Mr. Kim come, he stopped them. Jungkook, listen to us. Why did you even come here? I heard you both never come here. Today is Vaughn's mom's death anniversary, and I know Vaughn would definitely come to this place on this day. So we came here to talk to her, at least now. No, Mrs. Kim and Mr. Kim were now in a downfall. They had been facing a hard time and with bad consequences, and all their business was ruined. After just 3 days of Vaughn's marriage, Mr. Kim thought he would gain benefits from the marriage and could expand his business openly, thinking no law could stop him because of Jungkook's power. But Jungkook never let it happen. He himself exposed the illegal activities of the kings to the reporters, which led to the business being seized successfully. Jungkook never stopped making kings fall from the top, and he finally stopped when they were left with nothing and had to beg. They tried to meet Won to ask any help, as she was the queen of Jungkook, but Jungkook never let them meet her, saying they deserved this. Because they had abused her so much, no matter how much they begged, regret, or apologized, Jungkook never allowed them to meet her. And now, they hope to come and beg her, but they both were broken even seeing Jungkook there too. We are regretting so much, Jungkook. At least let us apologize to her. She doesn't even remember you both now. That's how much I have been taking care of my life with my love. Now, don't show your face to her. Not now, but forever. Because it will bring back her nightmares and make her cry in her sleep. I can't let your faces come into her dreams to make her suffer. Get away from here before she sees you both. She is happy at least with me. Now don't ruin her happiness with your eye. They both glanced back at one and then each other with teary eyes before leaving so no one would see them. Okay, Mom, I'll go. When she turned around, she was surprised to see Jungkook standing behind her. Jungkook, you startled me. She pushed him back gently, which made him shudder. Sorry, babe, let's go. Mom was calling me to take you home. Hey, when did Mom come back again? Let's go quickly. I want to see her. She intertwined her fingers with his as they left from there.